All right, I am live. Welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle, and I am here to do a reading today for air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. I keep forgetting to say what the signs are. I forgot that with fire signs yesterday. Also for Sun, Moon, Rising, or if you just resonate with the title. You don't have to have any air signs in your chart, and this could still resonate with you. I'm going to do something a little bit different today than I have done in the past. I have a slightly new strategy, a new layout, and I'm still kind of doing the same format, but then I'm adding to it. And I've done this for fire and earth signs now. So you guys are next, and it's really fun. It makes it just a little bit more dynamic. It's kind of stretching the boundaries for me a little bit, kind of going outside the box just slightly. And yeah, I think it's gonna be really fun. So I am starting the same way as I have been, which is I've already chosen 3 cards from Wisdom of the Oracle. And then I will clarify, and I'm using a number of different decks to do that. And we will see how this goes. I'm a little bit tired today. I keep having trouble sleeping. Feeling like, I don't know. I thought it was the full moon. That was a few days ago. I don't know what's going on. So crazy energies. It just seems like there's always something going on. But anyway, let's just begin. Dive right in with the fates in protection position. So this is about a situation that you essentially have no control over, something that is not really working in your favor necessarily. There's a big lesson to be learned from this. But for now, there's really not a lot you can do about the situation. All you have control over is your attitude about what's going on. And so it's really important to really get in touch with your trust, your faith, your knowing that you're going to get through this, that the universe has your back, that there's a reason that you are in this situation. And it makes me think of the serenity prayer, which goes, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So if you're not familiar with that prayer, you might want to write it down and put it somewhere where you can see it. Now is a time of radical surrender, basically. Your next card is Unfinished Symphony. So you're coming to the end of a cycle. Something is completing. I had a word and it disappeared. Like I said, I'm tired. My brain doesn't always work so well when I am. But yeah, you need to tie up some loose ends. There's completion, there's maybe some mastery around something, but ultimately it's something that is time to be done. And because it's an unfinished symphony, it's calling you to take care of whatever needs to be taken care of to close out the cycle so that this symphony can end on a high note. And you have Mending. And this card is all about, well, exactly like it says, mending any kind of rifts, any kind of fallouts you've had with anybody, tapping into forgiveness for yourself, forgiveness for others. Because what this is doing is allowing you, it's empowering you. It's freeing you. When we hang on to old hurts, grudges from the past, all that kind of stuff, it just sticks to us. It holds us down. Some gardeners will spray, ladybugs are really good pest management, good natural form of pest management. And some gardeners will spray the ladybugs down with a sugar water solution so that their wings stick to their bodies and they can't fly. And you know, in that case, it's good because then the ladybugs stay on the plants and eat the things that need to be eaten. But in this case, by holding on to the past, by holding on to your resentments, your hurts, all those things, it's keeping you stuck to the past. It's not allowing you to move forward. And this is saying it's very much time for you to move forward. And to remember again that this too shall pass, that once you clean this up, once you clear it out, it's going to get better. So I'm just going to clarify. I'm going to start by clarifying with the Good Tarot, as I have done for a while now. And I'm going to clarify each card. So this first card that I'm clarifying is the Fates. I find that clarifying, usually it ends up being kind of fluid between the cards, but at least starting out, this is what I'm doing. So 5 of Fire. It's funny, I was just thinking about this. This just came up in a reading I was listening to. It's the 5 of Wands in the traditional tarot. And I can't remember. I was like, oh, I need to take note of that. And well, things don't always stick. That's all right. That's why there's a book. Okay, so this is clarifying the fates in reverse, clarifying that you're in a situation that you don't necessarily have much control over, if any at all. It says creative brainstorming, unity in diversity, honoring differences. I'm going to read the little blurb here too. You have the freedom to explore the ideas that seem the most far-fetched. What seems crazy today proves tomorrow to be brilliant. Like a child willing to stretch her imagination when a new playmate comes into the garden, you open to new people and new ideas, intrigued by what is novel and unfamiliar. This is a time for what is counterintuitive, for appreciating the ideas from out in left field and what they might offer. So I feel like this is kind of speaking to, maybe it feels a little counterintuitive to accept whatever it is you're dealing with. You could be feeling like if it doesn't feel good, then there must be something you can do about it. There must be some way to fix it. There must be, you know, there must be some kind of action you can take. But this is saying no. In fact, this situation is what it is, that you're meant to accept it. Radical acceptance. And so maybe this card is speaking to that of just allowing yourself to think a little bit differently than maybe you're used to, than maybe you have in the past, that maybe you're used to fixing things, trying to push through the obstacles. And she's not pushing anything. She's just like, all right, let's just reassess. Let's just think about where we're at in this moment. She's not trying to control anything. She's just kind of sitting there like, okay, kind of waiting for the ideas to come, waiting for the understanding to come. Okay. So then we're clarifying unfinished symphony. 7 of water. I want to say this is about imagination, fantasizing, dreaming. She's looking pretty happy there, watching this dance of the sea creatures around her. Maybe it's through her imagination that maybe this is what she's envisioning. Let me just look in the book. Imagination, fantasy, artistic endeavors, co-creative abilities unleashed. And this is about unfinished symphony. So using your imagination to figure out how to complete this cycle. Tapping into your creative side. I'm going to read the little blurb here in the book. We'll just keep holding this up. It's a great picture. Now is the time to tune into the infinite possibilities that exist and begin to play with them. Everything begins in the world of imagination. And you seize the opportunities to dream. You allow your intuition and desire to blend in an alchemical way, forming something new. Intuition and desire. This could be a part of, as you're tying up these loose ends, as you're completing this cycle, this is sort of you prepping for what's to come next. That maybe being in your imagination, using your fantasy, your ability to visualize is helping you to move into a place of hope and excitement for what's to come, rather than the potential drudgery and heaviness of having to finish something up that maybe you don't want to, or there's some kind of what's the word, like there's things that you have to do that you don't want to, and but knowing you have to do them anyway, but that by spending some time in this place of thinking about what's to come, it kind of helps boost you, helps you keep going and getting the things done that you need to get to the next step, the next phase. And both of these cards, are about kind of being in a place where you're using your mind to benefit you, that you're thinking about things in a way that makes you feel good. You're brainstorming like what you can do next. You're fantasizing what you would like to see, what you would like to experience, what you would like to have come down the pipeline. So yeah, there's very much this dreamy quality to this. And maybe that's a part of what helps you get through potentially a tough time. And then clarifying mending. Transformation. 13. Yeah, I'm feeling like going into that place of forgiveness is allowing you to transform so that you can move into this next cycle and this next phase in a much more positive and optimistic way. You know, this picture, she's got a little fairy in her hands, and it makes me think of this is a part of yourself that you have not been very in touch with. And it's as you start allowing yourself to release the past, to cut those cords that have been keeping you stuck, you're uncovering this part of yourself, and you're getting curious about it, like, oh, what is this? I want to know more. Like, she's definitely like, she looks a little bit like, I'm not sure, but she can't help but look. And it's definitely magical. There's a magical element to this. And then also, that's a major arcana, transformation. So it's really good to take those active steps. Using your brain, using your ability to visualize and imagine. Releasing what does not serve you anymore. Forgiving. Again, there's forgiveness is not necessarily letting somebody off the hook. It is simply understanding that everybody has a part to play in a situation. There are lessons to be learned. In any dynamic, there's something there for the people involved. And when you actively look for the lesson and think about how the situation can work for you or has worked for you rather than something that's happened to you, then now you're empowering yourself. You're understanding that you had a hand in things. It always takes two to tango. And also understanding that the other person, they were doing the best they could with what they knew, what they had at the time. And then releasing it. Releasing yourself. And remember, forgiveness, when I say forgiveness of self, that can very much be like sometimes we can be so angry at ourselves for allowing ourselves to be in a situation. Like, God, I'm so dumb. Why did I say yes to that person when I really knew I should have said no? That kind of thing. And we take our anger out on ourselves. And it's like forgiving yourself because you were doing the best you could with what you had in the moment, in any given moment as well. Yeah. Okay, so next, I'm going to pull some cards from my book is down there. That's okay. This is the Osho Zen Tarot deck. I normally use this deck for my soul stories. And I really like it because the pictures are very dynamic and there are words on the pictures. So I generally don't need to look at the book. All right. Clarifying fates once again. Trust. Yes. Trust that this situation is happening for a reason. You have a big lesson that you are learning, that you are in the process of learning. based on what's going on in the reading, I don't know that you've come to the other side of that lesson yet, but you will. You know, she's flying up above. She knows that she will be taken where she needs to go. She's not going to fall. Yeah, kind of looks like she's wearing a dress. You know that you are in this situation that might seem one way, but knowing that the universe has your back and wouldn't ever let you fall, trusting that you are actually being guided. That is more of a process of flying than having to trudge through yucky sludge and muck. And she could be falling, but there's no fear there. Again, it's just understanding and allowing that trust and faith to be there. Because you've made it through 100% of your worst days so far. So trust that you will make it through this as well. This is clarifying unfinished symphony. The master. This is as you're tying up this cycle, this phase, it is helping you to tap in to this inner wisdom, your most authentic part of yourself. You're tapping into your intuition. See, he has the moon, what looks like a moon above his head. And the moon is very much about intuition. Knowing that you know what to do to tie things up, to move forward. Really getting into your knowing, your understanding that you have a direct connection to your higher power, and using the tools that you need, better to say the tools that you have, to get to where you need. And that puts you in this place of the master. The master is able to be present in whatever's going on, is not ruffled, is not phased, is able to take the steps needed to get where he needs to go. This is what you are being called to embody, because you have this within you already. You're learning the lessons. So allow yourself to become the master so that you can, again, like tie up the loose ends and move on. And then we are clarifying mending, participation. So participating, you know, this could be participation with others that maybe you are having issues with. Starting from a new place where you can move forward from in a different way, have a different baseline than where you were before, because now that you've mended things, you know, you started at a different point. But you know, this could be just participating in your healing, participating in your own empowerment, which is what's helping you to move forward, helping you to transform. Yeah. Oh, and look at that. We have 2 4s. 1 and 3 is 4, and then we have the 4. So yeah, okay. So then I'm going to clarify. Oh, this is a long reading. I'm going to clarify with the numerology deck. And we have manifestation. Manifesting what you want. Understanding that you may be in a situation right now that is very much what you do not want, and allowing that to be your compass. You know, if what you're in right now is pointing south, then you want to figure out what's pointing north and put your attention, your focus, your imagination on that. That's how you manifest. Not just that, not just your attention, but you want to spend the time visualizing and feeling what it would feel to have that already be that true north. How does that feel to actually have it? How is it going to feel when you get there? And that's what brings in the manifestation, when you connect your visualization with the feelings. Okay. Next, we have patience. Ah, yes, the master is very patient. Mm-hmm. And it takes time to manifest sometimes. It takes time to practice visualizing, practice being in a place of thinking and dreaming about what you want, because we're very used to, especially if we're in a situation that we don't like so much, it's very easy to think about the worst case scenario and things not working out. And you need the patience. You need to understand that this is a process to get through, that you will get through it. You know that you will, because you are the master. You are learning. You're becoming the master through patience, and then the master has patience. They work together. It's a you call it like a continual spiral. And then we have financial discipline under the mending part. So this could be a part of the transformation. You know, we have the transformation over the mending. Financial discipline. It's making me think about, like, sometimes when we are going through a rough patch in some kind of situation where we don't feel we have much control over, we can tend to fall on the things that, for lack of a better word in this moment, on things that temporarily fulfill us. That's a good way of saying it. And very often those things require money. And if you're in a place where you're not really sure if you're totally set financially, that you really want to try and control the urge to overspend on whatever it is, to try and fulfill yourself, to try and go through this transformation, allow the transformation to move into, it's like, rather than just falling into, like, for example, we'll say shopping, rather than just going out and buying something new because it makes you feel good for a day. Try and instead to do something that doesn't require you to go out and buy something, that is a little more long lasting in its satisfaction, I guess. Doing something for yourself that feels good and will continue to feel good. Like, going out in nature, talking to a good friend, reading a good book, like not just falling into the, what's it called? The gratification, something gratification. Can't think of the word right now. Temporary? No, that's not it. Immediate gratification. Anyway, you definitely want to focus on your money. Rein it in a little bit. Okay. All right. So then we have, okay. It's a little bit longer. I can't help it. I'm doing a lot more cards here. It's okay. There's still a lot in here for you. You'll be just fine with a couple more minutes. I am pulling clarifiers from the Oracle of E. And your first one is brand spanking new. I'm pretty sure I just picked this one for fire signs. And it's, all this that you're going through is is allowing you to come out the other side. And a whole new you. You are learning how to reinvent yourself. Knowing that whatever situation you're in is giving you this lesson that then you can use to fully empower yourself and, step into who you really want to be. You know how it feels after a fresh rain. Everything is pure, clean, washed to its precious, beautiful core. You just want to stick your nose in the air and take a big whiff. That's your life right now. There's not one blemish, not one flaw. It's a perfect 10. That's right. I think it's hilarious because it's a 9. But anyway, it's saying like you're manifesting your new self, your new life. You go from the 8 to the 9. And in numerology, 9 is the completion of a cycle. So that's awesome. What else? X-ray vision. Being able to see through what's in front of you. Being able to read between the lines. Oh, and isn't that interesting? We have 2 2s. Mm-hmm. Let's see what it says. Wrong side. Ignore everything in your life that suggests there's a problem. It's time to look past the illusory veil of petty struggles. As soon as you take your attention off all that appears wrong, you will begin to notice all sorts of right signs and clues. The universe is throwing buckets of clear guidance your way. See beyond the surface and the superficial. Soak in the deeper meaning. Soak in the refreshing water of truth. The master can see beyond, can see the bigger picture because he's in touch with his intuition in a very real, palpable way. Finding balance too. 2s are definitely about balance. So finding the balance within yourself as you tie things up. Knowing that it's all leading you to where you need to go. All right. Una más. Smooth and easy. Yeah. Allowing your transformation to be smooth and easy. Mending by forgiving and releasing the past, it makes your transition to the new path smooth and easy. So, okay. Let's see what the book says. You're on easy street, my friend. The Red Sea has parted and you are now free to roam the planet. All obstacles have disappeared. Doors and windows are flying open. There is not one thing that can stop you. Yeah. All obstacles have disappeared. That's what's happening with your transformation. And maybe that's a part of the financial discipline part too, is you're gaining mastery over this energy in your life that's called money. Money is just another energy. And it's learning, it's understanding. This transformation is partially about knowing how to allow that energy to flow in a more balanced way in your life. And when you have that, when you figure that out, that transformation, everything becomes smooth and easy. So this is really good. This is big. It's big and transformative and empowering. Like, you have the power to empower yourself and to move through this gracefully. It's not necessarily easy, but life isn't usually meant to be easy. It can be simple. The concepts certainly are, but there's a lot of stuff that can get in our way sometimes. A lot of stuff from the past and big emotions, and the ego has its ideas about things, and the intuition gets drowned out sometimes. And this is you getting in touch with these parts of yourself, understanding yourself and who you really are, and allowing that to move you into the future, onto your new path, which is going to be so great. Yes, you are transforming. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, tomorrow, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And like and subscribe.